Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and those who have yet to make up their minds. I am your host, JustJack.com, coming to you live from sunny San Diego, where it is a beautiful, fall, autumn day. And we welcome you to subscribe to our newsletter at justjack.com, JUSSTJACK.com. That's two S's because one just ain't enough. And today, I really want to talk about the most fascinating figures, one of the most fascinating figures in the world of metaphysics, Edgar Cayce. Some would call him the sleeping prophet. Now, for those of you who don't know, he was famous for entering deep trances and tapping into what you could call universal wisdom. He would lay down, close his eyes, and boom, spirit downloads on health, past lives, even world events would just flow right through him. One story that always stood out to me was how he was able to diagnose illnesses while he was in these trances. He would be in trance and he would recommend natural remedies and he would recommend lifestyle changes. He was known to say, you need more oregano in your diet. You need more basil in your diet. You need this in your diet. Get rid of this. Take out this. But Casey, he wasn't just about physical healing. He taught us that true healing encompasses the mind, body, and spirit, or the soul, right? And the source of that healing? Intuition, darling. It's this inner knowing. Intuition is a connection to something much bigger than ourselves, much larger than ourselves. Some would call it the higher selves, some would call it the subconscious, some would call it the source, some would call it God. I don't care what you call it. We all have it. So write that word down. Intuition. Now, what does that have to do with us as business leaders, entrepreneurs, or even employees looking to step further into our higher purpose? Everything. Edgar Casey, he believed that everyone has the ability to tap into this intuitive power. And as business leaders, this is a gift that we cannot afford to ignore. I personally see intuition as one of the most underrated leadership tools. And I don't think many leaders take advantage of this, whether you're leading a team or leading yourself into a new venture. How often have you ignored that gut feeling about a decision or an opportunity only to regret it later? Think about that. Take a moment to think about that. How often have you ignored that gut feeling about a decision or an opportunity only to regret it later? Edgar Cayce's teachings remind us that our intuitive abilities are designed to guide us, to help us see clearly, and to make empowered decisions, not just in life, but in business as well. When we combine this, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, the spiritual awareness with practical strategy, something incredible happens. Suddenly, we're not just making decisions with our hearts, we're aligning with our higher purpose. We're moving into harmony with the universe. And let me tell you something, that's when the doors start to open. Edgar Casey, um, he always, he also talked about reincarnation, how we carry experiences from past lives into this one. Think about that for a moment. The challenges is the challenges we face in our business, in our personal lives, could very well be tied to unresolved lessons from our own soul's journey. This is where tarot comes in so beautifully, right? The cards are rich with symbols, each one, each symbol carrying layers of meaning that speak to where we are right now and what we need to learn from where we are. Just like Edgar Cayce believed in the power of dreams and symbols to reveal hidden truths, tarot helps us to uncover what's going on beneath the surface. For example, one of my favorite cards, the star, right? It's about rebirth, hope, shining your inner light after a period of darkness, after the chaos of the tower, right? Which represents sudden destruction or upheaval. Anything that is not built on love has to come tumbling down. So everything that we built on fear with the tower card, everything, think about it, everything that was built on fear comes tumbling down. So we have to start from a new space of love. After that chaos comes, the star arrives like a breath of fresh air, reminding us that even after our darkest moments, we can emerge stronger, more clear, and more aligned with our true selves. I recently, I hope he's listening, but I recently gave a reading, a tarot reading actually, to a young man who was about to start a new job. He didn't tell me this, but when I pulled his first card, I pulled his first card for him. I looked at him and I said, "Oh, well, you're a lazy worker, aren't you?" And he was stunned. He couldn't believe that I knew that about him. He was just like, "How did you know?" And the funny thing is, I didn't need the cards to tell me that. It was pure intuition. Okay. And he was like, "How do you know?" And I just smiled and I said, "Pull the next card." And he pulled the next card, which was the star. And this was the invitation for him to let go of that old lazy worker mindset and to step into being a star. Because stars don't hide in the background, darling, they shine. And this was his wake up call to embrace his true potential, to shine in his new role, and to trust that he could transform his work habits into something that reflected his higher self. We all have those moments, whether in our business or our personal lives, where we need to step into that star energy. We have to let go of that baggage and become who we're meant to be. Iana Van Zandt, actually, one time, she said, what did she say? What was the quote? She said, "You can only be who you are not for so long before the real you rises to the surface." And I shared this quote with him, and he, as normal, everybody comes into the tarot as a skeptic. Well, not everybody. He did. He came in as a skeptic. And so when I pulled the first card for him, he could not believe that I knew it. And then I was like, this is not on me anymore. Like as I usually do, I always have the other person pull the cards. So then he started pulling the cards. And I thought that it was so wonderful because even though I pulled that first card and I knew exactly who he was, and he straight up told me, he was like, "I'm a lazy but effing worker." And I said, "You don't have to be. You pull the next card because the next card is going to show us who you're truly meant to be." And it was the star. And it was my intuition that came in, but this same intuition is crucial for all of us, whether you're leading a team or starting a new venture. Intuition isn't just about knowing what to do. It's hmm, it's about trusting that what you feel is connected to something much bigger, much deeper. In business, every decision we make holds the power to either move us closer to our purpose or pull us off course. The beauty is when we use these tools like tarot, dreams, or symbols to guide us, we can gain clarity in that moment. Write that down. Give me clarity in this moment. I always tell my students, if you guys aren't students of mine, come to justjack.com. We have tons of classes that are free. We've been going over the tarot, the Empress. We have www.justjack.com/Empress, where we dive in and I tell the students, I'm like, write this down, you know, give me clarity in this moment. Divine Spirit, give me focus in this moment. Because here's the thing, no matter where you are in the journey, that guidance is always available to you. The tarot cards, they're just like a mirror. They reflect what your higher self already knows. The key is to listen, to trust, and to act on what your intuition is already telling you. So, we always talk about manifestation, right? You know, uh, ask, believe, receive. The same thing with your intuition. Listen, trust, and act. Write that down. Listen, trust, and act on what your intuition is telling you. So I want to invite you today to tap into that power. Maybe you're at a crossroads in your business, or maybe you're facing challenges that feel mm, insurmountable. That's a good word. Whatever it is, your intuition can help you see things from a higher perspective. And even the tarot can help you see things from a higher perspective. Book a reading with me. Book a reading with me. We don't just do tarot, we do, it doesn't even have to be tarot. I don't need the cards to tell you exactly what spirit wants to let you know. I don't need cards or tables or any other tools for that matter to give the message that you need to hear. So book a reading with me. Justjack.com/medium. I have different ways of reading. I have the tarot. I have table tipping. If you guys are here in San Diego, I love to have people over and we have old-fashioned seances. Tis the season. It's Halloween season. So if you guys want to have an old-fashioned seance where we really welcome different entities and different spirits, not from the dark side, but from the light, from the seventh dimension or above, everything comes. And you can ask anybody who sat at my table with me, what was your experience like? Let them tell you. Let them tell you. I will tell you, I've only had one bad experience, and it's not from someone who I would ever let at my table again. Maybe I should cut that out. I don't want to cut that out because this is true. This is true of my work. My work, I remember one of my very first tarot readings. She told me, anyone who gives you doom and gloom, run away from them because we have enough crap to deal with in this world. I don't like to give doom and gloom. I like to give uplifting messages. I like to give messages that empower, that motivate, that excel people. I remember this one time, if I may share a story with you. I remember this one time we were at a party and one by one they were all coming to me for tarot readings and I was having a good time. We were all having a good time and I was giving reading after reading after reading and the boy came to the table and I gave him a really good reading. He had a great reading. But then he told me, he said, I've been watching you and you only tell um, positive things. I said, yes, I'm a very positive person. He said, life is not all about positivity. Sometimes life is negative. And I said, are you asking for a negative reading? And he said, I don't want you to give me a reading with rainbows and butterflies. I want you to give me the truth. And I said, okay. So I gave him the reading. And it's the last time I will ever do this, by the way. And I gave him the reading And a lot of it had to do with the abuse of his father on him. And a lot of it had to do with forgiving his father for abusing him. His father had already gone and passed away. And a lot of it was like, it wasn't doom and gloom. It just wasn't happy. It was sad. It was very sad. It was a reading that was kind of like, I know your father's here speaking to you through this. I know that this is necessary. But at the time, we were at a party. This is not the vibe I want to bring to a party. And so I finished the reading, and we ended with a hug, and he was crying, of course. And I remember wiping his tears and looking him in the face and saying, "Don't you ever come to me and ask for a negative reading ever again, because I will not give you one. You can go talk to some psychic on TikTok for all I care. But I don't do doom and gloom. So if you want doom and gloom, go call the psychics on TikTok. If you think your husband is cheating on you, go call the psychics on TikTok. They're everywhere. But if you really want an empowering message that will really serve you and help you to grow and prosper, I'm the guy you're looking for. I'm the girl you should come talk to. Anyways, whatever it is, um, you know, like I said, tarot can help you see things from a higher perspective. You'll get clarity, the clarity you need to move forward with confidence, align with your purpose, and really solve the challenges that maybe have been holding you back. I like, in the sessions that I do, whether they're tarot, table tipping, or even just a phone call conversations, we dive deep into symbols and insights that are waiting to be revealed. And really, they help people connect with their intuition and step into the future with certainty. You know, I was giving tarot readings recently, and the guy said he's going to tell you his future. Your, he's going to tell you your future. I said, no, we're not supposed to predict the future. The future cannot be predicted. Well, it can be. It can be, but because we have free will, it can also be changed. So just because some psychic or tarot reader on TikTok told you this is the end all be all, that is not always necessarily true. Sometimes they say, if you continue to do what you are doing, and if you continue the path that you are on, this is the end all be all. But there is hope because we hold all the cards. That's why I have people shuffle the cards in my readings. I have them choose the cards in my readings. They hold all the cards. You guys hold all the cards. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust the wisdom that's trying to come through, and let's unblock your potential together. I'm taking bookings actually for readings this week, whether they're online or in my home. My home is being opened this week for readings, especially for table tippings. So if you guys want to do a table tipping, um, even the table tippings are $75, but if you bring two people, so if there's three people at the table, that's $25 each. So get you and get two friends and come on over to my house. My house is a fun place. You guys, if anybody has ever been to our home is such a fun space. Everybody always has fun here. As I speak, they're out there right now playing with wigs and playing with makeup. One of our friends is going to do a drag show tomorrow, and I'm recording this, and they're like, hurry up and come out, finish your work. And this is my work. So I invite you to book a reading this week, justjack.com/mediumship, or just message me. It's easier if you just message me and Venmo me because then we take out the middleman, right? Or cash. Cash is better. Hey, I'm a self-made woman paying off double taxes. I expect a little money for my I expect a little something for my return. Anyways, if you're ready to gain clarity and step into your higher self, now is the time. You're not alone on this journey. So let's connect and get you moving towards your highest potential. Edgar Cayce taught us that we are all connected to something greater. Our souls are here to evolve, to grow, and to align with the divine. So by tuning into your intuition and embracing the symbols that the universe sends us, we unlock the wisdom we need to thrive, not just in our spiritual life, but in our businesses too. So as you head into this week, ask yourself, how can I trust my intuition more deeply? How can I step into my star energy and shine brighter? I'll be here when you're ready to explore that answer. I am justjack.com. I wish you nothing but love and peace and harmony, especially during this week. We have Halloween coming up, so make sure you book your tarot readings or your seances, your what do I call them? Your um, old-fashioned seances. You know, it's a fun experience. It's a fun experience. I've never met a spook I didn't like, and so I just welcome you. I also welcome you to subscribe to our newsletter at justjack.com on our website. Make sure to take a look at our classes and our courses for you business leaders. We have the 5-step business builder. We have the 7-step challenge that we do. We have the Empress card for you guys. There's so much here for you, and it's all free. It's free. Well, some things you got to pay for, but most of it is free. And like I say, if it's free, it's for me. So I wish you love, wish you happiness, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Lots of love. Bye, Felicia.